Not long after my mother dropped me out of the two-story window and I went to live with my grandparents, I was picked up by her and taken to her doctor. I don't know why she came that day or what else was going on around it because I was 5, maybe 6 years old at this point. Anyway, I was at the doctor's with her and she was sitting on the examining table and the doctor was looking at her wrists and taking bandages off. So I can only assume that at some point after she dropped me out of the window, she attempted to take her own life. I get back home and I asked my grandmother about the bandages because I wouldn't dare ask my mother. And my grandmother said there were no bandages. I don't know what you're talking about. I had just gotten home. Like, my mother just dropped me off. And there were absolutely bandages on her wrists. And I just looked at my grandmother and I accepted it and I walked away. I was around 9 years old when I brought it up again. Something must have triggered my memory. And I asked her, why did my mother have bandages on her wrists? And she told me, straight looking me in the eye, you completely imagined that. That never happened. Fast forward, I'm getting to know my father for the first time in my adult life. And he starts telling the story of my mother trying to take her own life and that she slashed her wrists. Those are the kinds of things that my father validated. There were a bunch of stories like that all throughout my life where my grandmother lied, where this one lied, that one lied, and they kept up the facade and of course told me I had this vivid imagination sort of thing. There were a lot of those kinds of stories, and what was really nice about the validation, as sad as that story is for my mother, was the fact that he was telling these stories without me actually asking questions. Like he was detailing my mother's life. And at that point in time, I knew that my memories were valid, but to have somebody else as a witness was obviously a very healing time for me. I was really lucky to have that. And I'm sorry for people who don't have it.